What's up, K1?
Welcome to our first week of our Bless series. We are so excited to go on this journey together as a community of faith.
Last week, we established the reality that lost people matter to God, so lost people better matter to us. But we recognize that wanting to reach the lost is not enough. We have to actually know how to do that, and many of us just don't. Statistics show that 66% of Christians say that they do not know how to tell people about Jesus.
That's like a lot of people.
A lot of people. That's why we're doing this series, because we want to be equipped to be used by God to reach and disciple lost people. In these videos, Pastor Jenna and I will share with you some of our struggles in living out these 5 blessed practices, as well as some of the things that have helped us be more effective in living evangelistically. Our hope is that it encourages you to get real with each other in your discussion time as you begin to embrace a relational evangelistic mindset. But first, this week, we're going to take some time to name some of those challenges that we face in our efforts to live evangelistically. So Pastor Jenna, why don't you start? I know that you are an evangelistic expert, but are there some things that you struggle with in trying to reach lost people?
Yeah, that's actually not true at all. I am actually very uncomfortable when it comes to evangelism, and a big part of that is because evangelism always just sort of had this idea in my mind of these super extroverted people that could just talk to anyone, and that is not me. I'm a little bit more socially awkward. I'm an introvert. So for a long time, I had just kind of thought, that's not my spiritual gift, so I'll leave that for somebody else. If they come to the church, then that's when I'll have conversation with them and try to help them understand things. But in the end, I just didn't reach people. I wasn't reaching the lost. And so that was a hurdle for me for a long time. Because Jesus doesn't send some of us out to seek the lost, he sends all of us out.
That's so true. I mean, everyone, like all of us.
Yeah, so I would say that's one struggle. The other struggle that I have is I am highly aware of the damage that the church has done over time. And so when I'm interacting with people, it's like I know the ways that they've been hurt or the preconceived ideas that they may have. And so when I start these conversations with them, I just assume that they're like immediately thinking I'm one of those people just knocking on their doors, telling them that they're gonna go to hell. So it's been like awkward in knowing how to like bridge that conversation and not make it weird. So
what you're saying is that you feel some people have experienced church hurt, and sometimes that's a tough hurdle over.
Yeah, it's a reality, and I know it is. And so I feel like I don't want to add to that and push them even further away. So I would say for me, what's helped me the most is really this idea of relational evangelism that this Bless model gives us, because it takes it out of this like cold call moment where I'm just supposed to step in and tell somebody about Jesus, that it's about building relationship and creating the environment to where I can have those conversations. What about you?
Yeah, my struggles, I have a few of them. One of them is I have a fear of being viewed as one of those weird Christians, right? I don't want to be viewed as
exactly what
that.
you're talking about.
And then once people find out that I'm a pastor, I have this fear that they think I'm going to be playing them in some way to try to manipulate them to follow Jesus.
Yeah.
And then I also have this fear of losing a relationship. So with my neighbors around, once they learn, hey, the pastor's next to us, what's he going to try to do to try to convince us that Jesus is the way? And then lastly, I think for me right now is finding that intentional time to develop relationships with people that don't know Jesus yet.
Yeah.
I used to consult and pastor, and then coach travel baseball and pastor, and there was just some natural ways I could develop relationships. So I'm still trying to find my niche here in Kankakee, and I think I may have found it with this 3-day leadership training that we have been doing in various environments at KCC and then with Kankakee School District, and we'll see where else this goes. But I think that may be my niche here, to develop more relationships with people outside the church.
Yeah, I get that too. It's hard when you work in the church to have those encounters and relationship with people that aren't following Jesus, and that's a bummer, but I think it just takes intentionality, and I do think that we will see some more success.
So those are my fears and struggles.
Yeah, and I don't think you're alone. I think we're all with you. I think you are with us. I really do believe that we all want to reach lost people. Like, I think we do care.
Yeah, I think we really do. I think you really do. I think you want to reach lost people.
I just think we don't know how.
Yeah,
How do we start that conversation? How do we push past the awkwardness? So That's why we're going on this journey. We're going to send you into your discussion time now, and we want to encourage you to be open. The more willing you are to share your struggles, the more it's going to help your whole group together. And so before you go, we want to encourage you with one last statistic, and that is that studies actually show that 79% of people who are not following Jesus say they're open to spiritual conversations.
That's a lot of people, Jenna.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
They're open to hearing what we have to say. The question is, do we feel equipped and how to share it?
Well, let's get equipped.
Yeah. The other thing that we want to make you aware of is that each week at the end of that section in your book is what we're calling this Live It Out challenge.
So we have a challenge each week, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because we want you to put into practice what we're talking about. Again, this is not meant to be a theory. This is meant to be active in your life. And so your challenge this week is simply to write down the names of people who are in your life who don't know Jesus. Like, make this very real. And then share those names with the people in your group.
Why, so we can encourage each other to
Yeah, because we want this to be real as you have these conversations. So write them down, share with your group, and again, be willing to be vulnerable. We look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy your discussion time.
Peace out.